Most people live their entire lives without realizing how much potential they're leaving on the table. They believe they're giving their best when, in reality, they've only scratched the surface. One of the most powerful ideas that challenges this belief is something called the *40% rule *, a concept that suggests when you feel like you're completely done, when your body and mind are screaming at you to stop, you've likely only used about 40% of your total capacity. This isn't just a theory built on motivation, it's something that's been tested in the world of endurance athletes, elite military training, and even peak performers in business and academics. What happens is this: when the brain senses pain, stress, or struggle, it begins to send signals that say, slow down, or stop now, not because you're truly at your limit, but because your mind is programmed for protection not performance It's trying to shield you from discomfort, from pain, from anything unfamiliar. But that protective instinct, while useful for survival, becomes a roadblock when you're trying to grow. Let's apply this idea to everyday life. Imagine you're studying for an exam and your brain says, I can't concentrate anymore, or this is too hard. That's the 40% wall. Most people stop there. They close the book, scroll through their phone, or convince themselves they'll try again later. The problem is later often never comes. But what if, instead of walking away, you stayed? What if you pushed through the discomfort and gave just 10 more minutes of focused effort, then another 10? That extra time, that grind beyond the first impulse to quit, is where real learning happens. That's where you begin to tap into the remaining 60% of your potential. In physical training, the same principle applies. A runner might hit the wall during a marathon at mile 18 or 20 and feel like every step forward is impossible. The legs are burning, the lungs are on fire, and the mind is screaming to stop. But seasoned athletes know something that beginners don't. Your body is capable of far more than your mind allows you to believe. The body will follow, but the mind must lead. Now, this doesn't just apply to sports or exams, this applies to life. When you encounter setbacks, failures, rejection, or even boredom, the natural response is to give in. But growth only comes when you recognize that those thoughts of I can't or I've had enough are rarely the truth. They are simply the threshold where most people choose to stop. Here's the powerful part. The mind can be trained to recognize this threshold and move past it. With repetition, mental awareness, and the right mindset, you can reprogram how you respond to stress and struggle. You start to realize that just because something is hard doesn't mean it's impossible. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean you're finished. Just because your brain says stop doesn't mean you should. And this is where discipline comes into play. Discipline is the ability to override the noise in your head and choose progress over comfort. It's what allows you to stay with the task, show up again tomorrow, and keep going when results aren't immediate. People who achieve great things, whether they're inventors, scholars, athletes, or leaders, all share this one skill. They've trained their minds to go beyond the 40%. They've pushed through discomfort so many times that it no longer scares them, it motivates them. But it's important to remember, pushing past your limit, it doesn't mean ignoring your health or burning out. It means learning the difference between real limits and self-imposed limits. It means recognizing that fatigue, frustration, and fear are signals, not stop signs. You pause, breathe, regroup, and then go again. That's how you build resilience. That's how you strengthen your mental endurance. Even in group projects or social situations, this idea holds weight. You might tell yourself you're not a leader or not good at speaking, and so you step back, but that's your mental 40% talking. When you push beyond that fear and speak up anyway, you begin to access more of your potential. You begin to build new habits, develop new skills, and become someone who doesn't back down when things get hard. So, the next time you feel like giving up, whether you're studying, practicing, training, or just facing a tough day, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this really my limit, or is this just my mind trying to protect me? That question can change your life. Because the truth is, you are capable of far more than you think. The human body and mind are designed not just to survive, but to adapt, to grow, and to thrive. The limit is not your strength, not your intelligence, not your background. The limit is your mindset. And once you understand that, once you begin to challenge that mental ceiling, you'll discover what very few people ever do. That your potential was never about how talented you were, it was about how far you were willing to go, asterisk, asterisk, after your mind told you to stop, asterisk, asterisk. That's where greatness begins, at the edge of your limits and in the discovery of your next 60%. Pain is often misunderstood. Most people view it as something to avoid at all costs, something negative or harmful. But in truth, pain is one of the most powerful forces for personal growth, if you learn how to respond to it properly. Physical pain, emotional pain, mental discomfort, all of it has the potential to teach, to shape, and to elevate you. The difference between those who grow and those who remain stuck lies in how they asterisk, asterisk, interpret and use pain, asterisk, asterisk. In life, everyone will face difficulties. There will be failures, heartbreaks, long nights of studying, workouts that push you to exhaustion, and moments where everything feels like it's falling apart. Those moments aren't exceptions, they're part of the process. But what most people don't realize is that inside every painful experience, there's a lesson. A challenge is simply a doorway to improvement, but only if you have the right mindset to walk through it. The mind is the control center for how we process pain. Two people can experience the same hardship and come out with completely different outcomes. One person sees a setback and says, "This is too much. I can't handle this." The other says, "This is hard, but I will grow stronger from it." That decision, that shift in thinking, is where the power lies. Pain alone doesn't change people, the asterisk, asterisk mind. Set they bring to it, asterisk, asterisk does. Think of how muscles grow in the gym. You don't get stronger by lifting light weights forever. You only grow when your muscles are stressed beyond their normal capacity, when they break down slightly and rebuild stronger. That soreness you feel the next day, that's a sign of progress. The body is adapting. It's responding to pressure, it's getting better, but your body doesn't go to the gym on its own. Your mind has to asterisk, asterisk, lead it there, asterisk, asterisk, has to asterisk, asterisk, keep it there, asterisk, asterisk, and has to say, "We're not done yet," when the easy path is to quit. The same thing applies to your mental and emotional strength. When you avoid every challenge, when you protect yourself from all forms of discomfort, you're also avoiding growth. You're choosing to stay the same. The truth is, confidence, discipline, grit, none of these traits are given to you. They are asterisk, asterisk, earned asterisk, asterisk through struggle. They are the result of walking straight into pain, not away from it. Let's look at students, for example. Many students feel frustrated when they don't understand a subject quickly. Maybe math doesn't click, or public speaking feels terrifying. That pain, the embarrassment, the fear of failure, the frustration of slow progress, that is the exact territory where growth can take place. But only if the student decides to confront it. Too often, people quit not because the task is impossible, but because their asterisk, asterisk mind gives in asterisk, asterisk to the emotional resistance that pain creates. That's why mental leadership is so crucial. You must learn to see pain not as punishment, but as an asterisk, asterisk signal that you're in the zone of growth, asterisk, asterisk. When you get rejected from something you worked hard for, when someone tells you you're not good enough, when you fail despite your best effort, that pain stings. But inside that sting is your opportunity. Your mind can choose to react emotionally and shut down, or it can say, "What can I learn from this? How do I come back stronger?" That's where champions are made. Not on the stage, not in the spotlight, but in the lonely moments of pain where most people walk away and a few decide to asterisk, asterisk, rise through it, asterisk, asterisk. The people we admire most in life, the resilient leaders, the innovators, the high performers, they've all suffered. They've all failed. The difference is they didn't let the pain define them. They used it. They faced it. They led themselves through it, even when no one else was watching, even when it was easier to blame others or give up. They knew that pain was a part of the price of excellence. Pain also builds self-respect. When you push through something difficult, you build trust with yourself. You look in the mirror and know you didn't quit when it got hard. That sense of self-leadership, of staying in control of your mind when everything inside you wants to quit, that is the real reward. It doesn't come instantly. It doesn't come without scars, but over time, those scars become your strength. And make no mistake, pain isn't something to chase recklessly. It's not about destroying yourself. It's about choosing discomfort on purpose when you know it will make you better. It's about saying yes to the hard path when you know it leads to the person you want to become. That's intelligent suffering. That's what separates growth from stagnation. So ask yourself, where are you playing small in your life because you're avoiding pain? What areas are you hiding from in school, in your health, in your relationships, in your dreams, just because the road looks difficult? You'll never find your real strength in the safe zones. You'll find it when your mind steps up and says, let's go. I know this hurts, but we're not backing down. Because growth doesn't come from what's easy. It comes from how you lead yourself through what's hard. There's a simple truth most people don't think about. Just like your hands develop calluses through hard, repeated use, your mind can be trained the same way. A callus is your body's natural way of protecting itself from stress. When you lift weights or use a tool every day, your skin hardens, adapts, and becomes more resistant to pain. Over time, what once felt painful becomes manageable, even easy. That same principle applies to the mind. It can be trained, it can adapt, and with consistent, intentional effort, it can be made tough. Mental callousing happens through repeated exposure to discomfort. That discomfort can be physical, like pushing your body in training. It can be emotional, like facing rejection, embarrassment, or failure. Or it can be psychological, like fighting procrastination, fear, or insecurity. Every time you face those moments and choose not to run, your mind builds strength. You begin to respond differently. The voice inside that once said, I can't, gets quieter, and a new voice grows louder, the one that says, I've been here before, I can handle this. Most people avoid hardship because they think pain is a sign that something is wrong. But pain is often a sign that something important is happening, that you're in a moment that has the power to change you. When you shy away from it, you stay soft. But when you lean into it, you grow thicker skin. You develop grit. And grit is one of the most important traits you can carry into any area of life, whether it's education, business, sports, or personal relationships. Let's take a student who hates public speaking. Every time they're called to speak in front of the class, they freeze up. Their heart races, palms sweat, and their mind goes blank. The easy choice, the one most people take, is to avoid it. They ask to skip, they fake an illness, or they sit in fear. But what if that student stood up anyway? What if they stumbled through the speech, even if their voice shook? That moment, as uncomfortable as it is the first layer of a mental callus. If they do it again the next time, and again after that, something changes. It doesn't necessarily get easy, but it becomes possible. Their mind adapts. They've trained themselves not to back down, and that changes who they are forever. This is true for any form of discipline. Waking up early, studying when you're tired, showing up to train in the cold, taking criticism and not letting it destroy your confidence. These moments are not glamorous. They don't feel good, but they're the exact places where mental calluses are formed. Here's something to remember. Motivation doesn't build toughness, consistency does. If you only act when you feel inspired, your progress will always be limited. Toughness comes from showing up when it's boring, when it's painful, when it's hard, and when no one is watching. Each of those decisions is like a rep in the gym, a rep for your brain. Over time, those reps add up. You become someone who doesn't flinch under pressure, someone who doesn't run from the grind, someone who can take a hit and keep going. Mental callousing also teaches emotional control. Life is unpredictable. People will doubt you, insult you, and let you down. Circumstances will change, and not everything will go your way. If you're mentally soft, you'll be shaken by every small problem. But if your mind is calloused, if you've experienced adversity and learned from it, then you stay centered. You don't fall apart when things go wrong. You adjust, you adapt, you keep moving forward. That doesn't mean you become numb or emotionless. It means you develop resilience. You feel the pain, but it doesn't break you. You face fear, but it doesn't control you. That's power. That's the kind of strength that doesn't come from books, awards, or titles. It comes from ***, choosing the harder path, again and again ***, and letting those experiences shape your mind like steel. If you want to be strong, truly strong mentally and emotionally, you have to earn it. There is no shortcut. It means saying yes to the challenge. It means building habits around discomfort, not just pleasure. It means asking more of yourself than what feels convenient. Callousing your mind isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset that says, I'm not afraid of struggle, I welcome it. And just like physical calluses, the results are visible. People will notice. You'll become more confident, more focused, more reliable. You'll handle failure better. You'll recover faster. And most importantly, you'll trust yourself because you know you've been tested and didn't quit. So the next time you face something difficult, something painful, something uncomfortable, don't avoid it. Don't look for the easy way out. Step into it. Push a little further. Stay a little longer. And remind yourself, this is where strength is born. This is how I build the mind I need, one callus at a time. Because life doesn't get easier, you get stronger, and that strength lives in a mind that's been tested, hardened, and trained by choice, not chance. When people hear the word discipline, they often associate it with restriction, sacrifice, or even punishment. They think of early mornings, tough routines, or missing out on comfort and pleasure. But this perception couldn't be further from the truth. Real discipline isn't a prison, it's a *** path to freedom ***. It's what allows you to break free from the things that hold most people back: laziness, procrastination, doubt, distraction, regret. Discipline is the tool that builds your future and keeps your promises to yourself. Imagine living a life where you trust yourself completely. You say you're going to wake up early, and you do. You set a goal to study, train, or build something, and you follow through. You stick to your plan even when it's hard, even when no one else is watching. That kind of consistency, that kind of self-mastery, opens doors. It gives you the ability to shape your own reality. That is true freedom, because while everyone else is reacting to life, you're taking charge of it. Freedom without discipline is a trap. People want freedom, the freedom to eat what they want, sleep when they want, skip tasks when they're tired, but that kind of freedom is short-lived. It feels good in the moment, but it leads to pain in the long run. You lose opportunities, your health suffers, you fall behind, and you carry regret. That's not freedom, that's self-sabotage wearing the mask of comfort. Discipline flips the equation. It demands more from you now, so you can enjoy more later. You study when you don't feel like it, so you can walk into exams confident and prepared. You train your body when others are sleeping, so you can move through the world with strength and energy. You wake up early not to suffer, but to get a head start on the day while others are still drifting in indecision. That's not punishment, that's power. People often say, I don't have time, or I'm too busy. But that's usually not the real problem. The problem is lack of structure, lack of discipline. When you take control of your habits, your time opens up, your mind clears, you get more done in less time with less stress. Discipline isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things with intensity and focus over and over again. Let's break it down even further. Discipline is about making hard choices in the short term that benefit you in the long term. It's skipping the party because you know you need sleep. It's turning off the TV because your goal requires study. It's lacing up your shoes for a workout even when the weather sucks. None of that feels amazing in the moment, but the result. Confidence, pride, results, and those are worth far more than the short-term dopamine hit from giving in to comfort. Discipline also builds something even more valuable than skill. It builds identity. Every time you follow through, every time you act with discipline, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to become. You're telling yourself, I'm someone who does hard things, I'm someone who stays consistent, I'm someone who follows through. Over time, that belief becomes unshakable. It becomes who you are, not because you said it, but because you proved it day after day. And here's the truth. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. You'll have bad days. You'll miss workouts. You'll fall off track. That doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. But what separates disciplined people is what they do next. They don't let one mistake spiral into a full breakdown. They reset, they regroup, they get back to work, that bounce back, that resilience. That's the real strength behind discipline. It's not about never falling. It's about never staying down. In every area of life, school, work, fitness, relationships, discipline gives you the edge. It makes you reliable. It makes you focused. It makes you hard to break. While others are controlled by mood, circumstance, or convenience, you're grounded in purpose. You don't rely on motivation. You rely on habits you've built through discipline. You move with intention, even on days you don't feel like it. That's where the results come from. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Waking up early becomes normal. Eating clean becomes habit. Focusing deeply becomes your default. You no longer waste time debating what to do. You just do it and each action you take sharpens you physically, mentally, emotionally. So if you're waiting to feel motivated, stop. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. Discipline stays like a foundation, and when life throws you chaos, that foundation holds strong. It keeps you moving forward when others quit. In the end, discipline is a gift you give yourself. It's not something someone can force on you. It's a decision you make every day to live with intention rather than emotion. It's about doing what's necessary, not what's easy. And over time, that decision gives you something priceless, the freedom to live life on your own terms. Because when you master discipline, you don't just control your schedule you control your destiny . Every challenge you face in life, every test, every goal, every setback begins and ends in one place, your mind. Before you lift a weight, take a test, run a mile, or speak in front of a room full of people, your mind has already made a decision about what's possible. And that decision is what determines whether you push forward or pull back. The world isn't your first opponent, your thoughts are. And if you don't win there, you've already lost before you even begin. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I can't, before you even tried? How often have you backed away from something difficult not because your body wasn't ready, not because the situation was impossible, but because your mind surrendered early? That's what happens when you don't take control of the inner voice that feeds you fear, doubt, and excuses. That voice is powerful, but here's the truth most people never realize. You can train it, You can take control of the battle in your head, and when you do, everything in your life starts to change. The mind is constantly talking to you. It's always trying to keep you safe, protect your energy, avoid failure. It will tell you to slow down when you're tired, to quit when things get uncomfortable, to give up when success is just a little further. That voice isn't evil, it's human. It's your survival instinct. But if you want to achieve something great, if you want to separate yourself from the average, you have to learn to override that voice. You have to dominate the conversation in your head . Let's say you're running and your legs start to burn. You've got 10 minutes left, but your mind says, this hurts. You've done enough. No one's watching. Just stop. If you listen, you slow down, you let that voice win. But what if instead you said, no, we're not done. We're just getting started. You push through the discomfort. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than the feeling. That moment, that small decision to keep going is where mental victory happens. It's not about doing something huge all at once. It's about winning the small battles day by day. This applies to everything. You're studying for an exam and it gets boring. Your mind says, let's scroll, let's take a break, we'll get back to it later. That voice will steal your time, your focus, your future unless you fight it. And the only way to win is to become aware of what's happening and choose a different response. The problem is never just the subject or the task, it's the mental war happening underneath. Win that, and the rest gets easier. Now, here's what most people don't understand. Training your mind doesn't happen once. It's a daily process. Every morning you wake up, you step onto the battlefield, and the battle doesn't care who you were yesterday. It doesn't care what you said you wanted to do. It only listens to what you actually do today. That means you have to build routines, habits, and environments that make it harder for your weak voice to win. You have to stay intentional, not emotional. Emotion will lie to you. Intention will save you. Mental strength also means embracing discomfort. Most people try to escape struggle. They numb it with distractions, excuses, or temporary pleasure. But discomfort is where your power lies. When you choose to sit in it, to breathe through it, to fight your mind in the middle of it, you build the kind of toughness that doesn't shake under pressure. You become the kind of person who doesn't break when things get hard because you've already won that war inside. Confidence doesn't come from talent. It comes from experience, from proving to yourself that you can survive discomfort, push through failure, and keep moving forward. Every time you show up when it's easier not to, every time you do the hard thing instead of the easy one, you're stacking wins in your mental bank. And those wins build unshakable belief. Not the fake kind that comes from compliments or motivation, but the real kind that comes from self-respect. Understand this: your environment can challenge you, but your mind controls your response. You might not choose the difficulty, but you always choose your mindset. That's why the real battle is internal. The outside world is just a stage. The real fight happens when you're alone, when no one is cheering, when the excuses sound reasonable, when quitting feels justified. If you win there, you can win anywhere. So when the alarm goes off and your bed feels warm, that's the battlefield. When the assignment is hard and your friends are out partying, that's the battlefield. When your dream feels far away and you start to doubt yourself, that's the battlefield. And in those moments, the only way to move forward is to confront the voice that tells you to back down and say with full belief, not today, I'm in control now, because once you take control of your mind, no challenge can break you. No failure can define you, no circumstance can stop you. You become the kind of person who creates results regardless of what's happening around you. The battlefield is always there, but so is your strength. And if you win the war in your mind, you've already won everywhere else. In the end, everything comes down to one simple truth. Your mind is the command center of your life. It's not your circumstances, your background, or your talent that decides your future. It's the strength of the voice inside your head. The mind, if left untrained, will keep you average. But if you learn to master it, train it, callous it, and discipline it, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You must understand that the pain, the doubt, the struggle, all of it is part of the process. These aren't signs to quit. They're signals that you're doing something worthwhile. Callous your mind by doing the hard things, the boring things, the uncomfortable things over and over again, and when others stop, you keep going. That's where greatness is built, not in comfort, but in persistence. Discipline is your freedom. It's the force that frees you from regret, from weakness, from excuses. When you live with discipline, you don't need permission from the world because you've already earned your own respect. You don't just dream, you execute. You don't just hope, you act. And above all, never forget that the real battle is within. It's the war between the version of you that wants to quit and the one that's been forged by struggle. That's the battlefield, and that's where you must win first. When you conquer your mind, the world can't touch you. Challenges become opportunities, failure becomes fuel, and discomfort becomes your training ground. So, don't chase motivation, build habits, don't wait to feel strong. Train until strength becomes who you are. Your mind is the most powerful thing you own. Now take it, master it, and use it to create the life you know you're capable of living. Because once you win in here, you can win anywhere.